Every 75 years, a glowing traveler crosses our sky. People look up, they take pictures, and they whisper one name, Halley. Who was he? And why does his name return again and again with the light of a comet that never seems to die? The name Halley doesn't just belong to a comet. It belonged to a man, Edmond Halley, born in London in 1656, into a world that was still just learning how the heavens truly worked. He was curious long before he was known. Even as a boy, he stared at the stars not to dream, but to measure. By the time he was 20, he had already sailed across oceans just to chart the southern skies, mapping hundreds of stars no one in Europe had ever seen before. But Halley wasn't just an astronomer. He was an explorer of patterns. He believed that everything, from the tides to the winds, to the motion of planets, was part of one grand interconnected design. He studied the Earth's magnetic field, the changing winds across the globe, and that invisible pull that holds the entire cosmos together. While others sought fame, Halley sought connection between forces, between ideas, and between minds. And perhaps, more than any single discovery, that's what made him truly extraordinary. He wasn't just finding truths. He was helping others see them. For centuries, every generation had seen comets streak across the sky. They would glow for days, and then disappear, seemingly forever. To most people, they were omens, mysterious visitors from the unknown. But to Halley, they were puzzles. He began to wonder, what if these blazing travelers weren't many different comets, but one, returning again and again, like a steady heartbeat in the heavens? He dove into old observations from 1531, 1607, and 1682, each one recorded by astronomers long before his time. He noticed something incredible. Each time, the comet appeared in nearly the same place, following the same invisible curve through space. Halley compared their numbers, their speed, their distance from the sun, and there it was, a pattern, precise, mathematical, undeniable. It was one and the same comet, returning every 75 years. It moves like a memory, he wrote, as if the heavens themselves remember their path. He made a bold prediction. Its next return would be in the year 1758. He knew he would never live to see it. But when that year came, decades after his death, the comet appeared again, shining over a world that had almost forgotten his name. The people looked up, and they whispered a single word, Halley. But Halley's story didn't end with the comet that would carry his name. In truth, that was only the beginning. While the heavens revealed their rhythm to him, another, even greater mystery waited right here on Earth. The invisible force that moved everything he had ever studied. The pull that guided the stars, the moon, and even the falling apple. That fundamental question, what holds the universe together, drew him toward another mind, one as quiet as it was powerful, Isaac Newton. Their first meeting wasn't some grand historic event. It was simple, just a conversation between two men who both wanted to understand how the world works. Halley asked, almost casually, if the planets are held by some invisible pull, what shape would their orbits be? Newton paused, thought for a moment, and said softly, they would move in an ellipse. That single answer stopped Halley's breath. No one else had ever said it, and even fewer could prove it. But Newton said he already had. He had the mathematics, the proof, all written down years before. But then he'd lost it. Halley didn't let it go. He urged Newton to rewrite it, to show the world what he alone could see. But Newton hesitated. He feared criticism, the conflict, the endless debates of the Royal Society. So Halley visited him again and again, encouraging him, challenging him, reminding him that a truth, once found, must not stay hidden. Months passed. Newton began writing again, page after page, proof after proof, until the world's greatest book of science slowly began to take shape. Principia Mathematica. And when it was finally ready, Newton hesitated one last time. This time, not out of doubt, but because he couldn't afford to publish it. Halley didn't hesitate for a second. He paid for it himself. He oversaw every page, every line, making sure the world would finally see what gravity truly was. Some discover new worlds, Halley wrote in his journal. Others make sure the world sees them. When the Principia was published in 1687, the skies no longer belonged to mystery. They belonged to understanding. And though the world rightfully remembers Newton, the quiet light behind him, the one who believed, supported, and was content to remain unseen, was Edmond Halley. Even after mapping the stars and proving the rhythm of the heavens, Halley's curiosity never rested. He believed that the same forces guiding the planets also move the winds, the oceans, and the earth itself. He studied the invisible, the shifting of magnetic fields, the whispers of air currents above the seas, the slow, deep breathing of our planet. He drew the first ever map of global winds, long before anyone thought the air itself could be measured. He estimated the weight of the earth and imagined what might lie deep within it, a layered world, turning and alive. To him, there was no line between the sky and the ground. The universe was one living system, where every wave, every gust of wind, every orbit was part of a single magnificent design. The world, he once said, is a book written in motion. You only have to learn how to read it. But as his mind soared higher, his name stayed quiet. He watched others become legends while he faded into the background of history, content to remain the unseen force behind discovery. Halley never chased fame. He didn't crave recognition. What mattered to him was that the truth survived and that others could see the world more clearly because of his work. And yet, the universe didn't forget. In 1758, exactly 75 years after Halley's prediction, a familiar light appeared once more in the night sky. The comet followed the exact same path he had calculated. Every number, every angle was proven correct by the heavens themselves. Halley was long gone by then. He never saw it return. But his idea lived on, quietly passed from one generation of astronomers to the next, until the moment his quiet confidence was confirmed. When people saw the comet again, they finally named it after him. Halley's Comet, a simple name, but one that carried a lifetime of curiosity, patience, and unwavering trust in the truth. He didn't return to see it. He didn't need to, because what he discovered wasn't just a comet, it was proof that knowledge endures, that even when a mind fades, its light keeps moving forward across time. Edmond Halley knew the comet would return. His numbers were right, and time would prove it. That's the quiet kind of confidence science is built on. Not hope, not faith, but trust in reason, in patience, and in the work itself. Halley spent his life connecting patterns in the stars, in the wind, in the world all around him. He believed that everything moved together, that nothing in nature stands still. And he was right. The comet still moves. The world still turns. And so do we, still asking, still measuring, still trying to understand. Maybe that's what he truly left behind. Not just a name, not just a comet, but a way of thinking. That truth doesn't belong to any one person. It belongs to anyone willing to look up, to ask questions, and to share what they find. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the quiet corners of history, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories like this one. See you next time.